Hey there, I'm Austin,
And I'm Andy.
and we're the hosts of the podcast If It Were Us, produced in conjunction with MCSFO, the Multicultural Sci Fi Organization, which coming up on the weekend of October 6th, 7th, and 8th is hosting the 2023 Atlanta Sci-Fi Film Festival. Luckily for us, they were able to get us access to the films in advance, and we have watched a number of them, and we're going to go over and tell you all what we thought about them. Andy, where do you want to start?
All right, so let's start with Sentence.
If you could compare it to another work, is there anything you think that you could compare it to for our audience?
Uh, Probably Black Mirror in some ways. I don't know if you
Yeah.
have a different comparison, but I'd compare it to a Black Mirror episode.
That's fair. It's very high concept, but it still
Yeah.
manages to be a really fun film. It's a fun premise. If you liked the themes of the film Pontypool, I don't know if anybody out there has seen that one. Kind of a similar play with language and interesting paradigms in that respect.
Oh, I didn't think about that. That's a good one.
Yeah. So what's next? We're on a
All right,
short time limit
so
here.
the next one is The Voice in the Hollow, which right away I thought was really cool. It was made in Unreal Engine. And I had
Really?
a lot of thoughts about this one, but it was made entirely in Unreal, which I thought was really interesting. I thought it built up a really interesting world in a really short amount of time. But tell me your thoughts on this one.
Yeah, no, I agree. I'm not surprised that it was built in Unreal because it looked unreal. It was literally stunning. The art and the animation and everything about this short film was captivating from start to finish.
Yeah.
I loved it. I know anybody out there listening will love it. If you see one film in this festival, this is probably the one to see.
Oh, absolutely. And also on the big screen, I think this is going to be just a treat.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, but moving on. What's next?
All right, Gary Internet, the man who invented the internet.
Okay, so this was an adorable film.
I love this one.
It was so cute.
Yeah, it really was. The IT crowd heavy reference in there
Yes,
was a ton of fun. I would sit down with Gary Internet and chat any
he
day.
seems like a pretty cool guy to
Yeah.
me. I enjoyed the film. It's filmed in kind of like a mockumentary style,
Yes.
similar to like The Office or like Parks and Rec, whatever. So if you like those kind of things, I think you'll probably enjoy Gary Internet. What's next?
Keep delete.
What did you think about this one?
This one, it was all kind of pretty straightforward, but it was well done. It was very Black Mirror.
Yeah.
It felt just like watching an episode of Black Mirror, and there's nothing bad about that. I enjoyed it, and I think other fans of Black Mirror will really like this one.
Yeah, it's a pretty straightforward premise about kind of a couple who's separating, but they do a lot of really interesting things with it in the way that intersects with technology. So if you like films that are kind of akin to Black Mirror, where they sort of question our fundamental ways in which we communicate with each other, I think this is one that you'll really enjoy as well.
Yeah, and the performances were great by the
Oh
two
yeah,
leading ladies. Yeah,
yeah, and the direction was also excellent.
yeah,
Uh, but
absolutely.
but we got to move on. What's next?
Keeping it moving with Daylight Rules, which right
Mm.
away has Bly Manor and Star Trek casting involved, and really enjoyed that.
Yeah, the acting in this film really stood out, in my opinion, as being fantastic. Um,
Yeah,
straight from the beginning, it caught my interest, it got my attention, it kept me involved. Um, It's kind of like a post-apocalyptic sci-fi drama sort of thing.
Yeah, it gave me like Quiet Place vibes in some aspects, but yeah,
Oh
definitely
yeah.
post-apocalypse, wilderness, and it was a really interesting world.
Yeah. So if that appeals to you, please go check that one out. What's next?
All right, The Room.
The Room.
We could probably do a 30-minute episode on The Room.
Yeah, the Room was, I think, probably the standout film of this selection in terms of being a more artistic, um, almost uh, what's the word I'm looking for? Help me out here, Andy.
Like art house vibes, or
Yeah, very art house.
yeah, yeah, absolutely.
It's more abstract, you know.
Yes.
It's very open to interpretation, and
Yeah.
it's honestly kind of a joy to watch. But it's one that you'll probably be thinking about after you leave the theater.
Oh yeah, this is also one I think will be a lot of fun to watch with a lot of people around. So another one on the big screen will be pretty
Oh,
interesting.
absolutely. So
Yeah.
if you can make time for that one, give that a check. And now what's next?
The Golden Record.
Oh, I loved that one. It was
Yeah.
so cute.
It was very sweet. It was wholesome.
It was.
Fee wholesome. I enjoyed everybody's performance. The whole premise of it I thought was very, very sweet, like you said. So it's a feel good.
Yeah, and it's a take on kind of the superhero genre, and you know we
Yeah.
in the last couple of years, well, last couple of decades at this point, um, you know we've seen a lot of superhero stuff out there, but this one still managed to feel a little fresh and new, and it's nice to see kind of a more wholesome take on the genre, you know.
Yeah, yeah, it didn't have like the gut punch of like a Black Mirror style story.
Exactly.
So,
Okay, so we got, let's see, one more for this episode. So
yep.
the last one left is Mind Over Fatter. Tell me about it, Andy.
This one was wild, and I think you said it best when you compared it to Black Mirror and Supernatural.
Yep.
So, if you're a fan of this, it's like I don't know, this is like future infomercials, and they're real scary. I had questions at the end
I was
about exactly what was going on, but I enjoyed it.
I was half expecting Sam and Dean to show up.
Yes, absolutely.
But it was a very enjoyable film. You know, again, if you enjoy Supernatural, the TV show, and the TV show Black Mirror, you will almost certainly love this one as well. With that said, unfortunately, we're out of time for today, but please do not forget to check out the Atlanta Sci-Fi Film Festival October 6th, 7th, and 8th. And that is atlantascififilmfestival.com. Thanks for joining us, and I hope to see you at the festival.
See you there.